What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's your man Phil Williams from the Phil Williams Show. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Man, been a very, very interesting week. It's very, very interesting times. And again, I enjoy following what the Spirit has put on me to come and talk to you today. How you doing, Darlene Brooke? Michael Dowd, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Melissa Gibson-Wells. Glenn Talley, what's going on, guys? Janice Barlow, hats off to you, Janice. I'm going to talk about you a little bit in this show today. Jeff Neal, how you guys doing? Man, welcome again to the Phil Williams Show. If you're tuning in for the first time, don't adjust your set. I am tall. Yes, I am. I am a tall conservative. I am a tall Christian. How you doing, Jackie? What's that? Burbridge Casey, how you doing? Welcome to the show. How you doing, Fanny Tate? Fanny! What's going on, Fanny? How you doing? Man, God bless you. We're going to have to talk a little bit too, Fanny. We're going to have to talk. Keep the momentum going. But again, this is the Phil Williams Show. And Michelle, what's up, Michelle? Siobhan, how you doing? Man, this is going to be a good show. I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about today. Lisa McAllister, Carrie Maggie, how you doing? Timothy Shea. Man, I don't know what's going on with the feed, people, but trust us, it seems everything is working from this side. Hey, you know, we might have those liberal gremlins out there. Shinette Baxter, how you doing? I hope you are feeling better. I'm looking forward to us still getting out there to you in Wisconsin and help those children. Timothy Shea, Cliff Kelly. Sorry, Cliff, if you don't get the feed. Hey, it'll kick in. I don't know what's going on, but like I said, it could be those liberal gremlins. It could be, I don't know what it could be. But anyway, again, welcome. I'm Phil Williams. I am a conservative. I am a true conservative. Every meaning of the word conservative. I do not waver. I do not do a show so I can come back and apologize for something I said tomorrow. I don't do that. I say what I mean and I mean what I say. I pray. I research. I do know what it is that I feel that I know. My opinion is what I'm sharing, just my opinion. I am not doing this for you to agree with me, but I do feel that I have something to share. This is what I want to talk about today. I am just amazed at how emotional we are in a country that we see slipping away. I think one thing that is on the right side of America we can all agree on is that our country is going to hell in a handbasket. I think we can all agree on that. But the emotional part that's kind of interesting to me is what we feel the solution is. More so than what we feel the solution is who we feel the solution lies in. Me, I'm a we the people guy. I believe the solution to our country's situation is us. We're that solution. But we've been fundamentally transformed into believing that it is a government official. It is single-handedly a government official. For the sake of this conversation, a presidential candidate. One person. Whether you think it's Ted Cruz is the solution, whether you think it's Tom Hoefling, whether you think it's Darrell Castle, whether you think it's Mr. Thor, Mr. Brad Thor. You think it's John Casey, whoever you think it is. This is the thing that's kind of interesting to me. And this is what I want to speak about. There's a reason why the Constitution didn't say the President of the United States versus we the people. There's a reason. And we're getting so far away from that reasoning and that rationale. We're getting so far away from it. The founding escaped slaves that wanted to maintain their freedom after they obtained it, however you want to say it, tomato, tomato. They said, we the people. See, a politician is supposed to be a representative of us. That person, he or she, is supposed to go to Washington and represent us. And the reason why we have representatives is because all 320 million can't come to a place and make something happen. So we send a representative. The reason why we are losing our country, that I think we can all agree on, is the ledge that I want to talk us off of. 2018 is done. 2020 is almost at the done aspect too. And here's why I believe it is. Because we have not wore a pair of overalls, farmer overalls. We have not wore a pair of overalls in a very long time. Conservatism is the key to our country. Conservatism is the key to a lot of things. Our Christian faith is the key to our country, because these are the pillars that this country was built on in order to maintain freedom. Conservatism and Christianity. Yes, you can go freedom of religion and things of this nature, but it's Christianity and conservatism. And this is the problem. We have been lulled into talking conservative. We've been lulled into talking Christian. And we're not doing anything. See, me, myself, not that it makes me special or anything. The reason why I got into this whole talking thing, radio show thing, all this thing, because I was utterly frustrated under Obama. I was voicing my concern in the community. I was being called all kinds of house Negroes and I'm for the white man and all these kind of things. I'm Uncle Tom. I've been called all that stuff through the whole Obama administration. Because I knew that I was not going to go with a liberal, period, because I know what a liberal's agenda is. It's to destroy and fundamentally transform us off of our Constitution, Bill of Rights, and our rule of law. How we look at our country, a liberal's number one goal is to fundamentally transform that into you thinking government first. The part that makes me kind of interested in how we're going about this whole thing is because even us as Republicans, conservatives, libertarians, and things like this, we are taking the mantle. We are taking the mantle of government first, when it should be we the people. We're blasting each other, cutting each other's throats and everything over our favorite politician that we think is single-handedly the solution to all of our problems. We are not, the thing about myself is I came to this dynamic to show you what a functioning conservative looks like. See, I'm a functioning conservative. Doesn't make me more special than anybody else. See, I'm not a talking conservative. I'm a functioning conservative. The thing that gives me my energy and my passion is that I'm functioning the things that I'm sharing with you. I'm not leaving it up to you to imagine what it is. I have it. It exists. I do it to show you that it is possible. And show you how dynamic this thing is when it's only a few of us doing it. There's nobody sending me masses of money to give free computer tablets to children. Give them teddy bears. There's nobody sending me masses of money. Nobody's buying my books. This is the end of April and there's only been one book sold. But the book is still getting out. That one book I appreciate, that one sale this month, I appreciate that more than anything on the planet. Because I'm a functioning conservative and I'm a functioning Christian. See, this is why our country is going to pot, because we're not functioning conservatism. We can't wait to hear somebody get on a stump speech and give you some well-crafted marketing speech about conservatism. That's what we're begging for. We're begging for somebody to talk us to death. We're not getting behind the work that needs to do. What have we done to plant the seeds of conservatism over the last 20 years? so that 2018 has a possibility. Name what we have been planting. See, there's nothing growing. There's nothing to grow for 2018. We haven't been planting. We've just been voting and electing a bunch of people that talk conservatism. And when it comes time to produce conservatism, they back a lifelong liberal with an R in front of his name. When it comes time to actually function conservatism, we don't get rid of government-ran healthcare or the precursors to government-ran healthcare. We don't get rid of Obamacare, but that's what we talked about. We talked, but when it comes time to function it. See, I'm a functioning conservative. There are people in our country that need conservatism to actually work and see how it maneuvers in their life. They need to see it demonstrated. They need to see our Christian faith demonstrated. They don't need to see us talk about it. They need to see us walk about it. 2018 is a boom and a bust because we haven't been planting. What's been happening is we have been letting liberalism chop away at the forest, the trees, and the bushes of freedom that our founding escaped slaves and my ancestors escaped slavery and stay in this country to support. We've allowed liberalism to cut the branches off of freedom, cut the branches off of government, cut the branches off of our faith, cut down the tree stalks of Jesus. We've allowed liberalism to cut away while you continue to let people talk. And you elect talkers. We're losing our country, our children. We just want to leave things better for our children. Why are we $1 zillion in debt? Why is it? Because we're not functioning conservatives. You let somebody talk you into your vote. And now you're emotionally trapped into looking just like a liberal and functioning just like a liberal. It has to be the government. Phil Williams has been showing you what can happen without the government's permission. And it's legal, it's ethical, and it's moral. Functioning conservatism, people. Yes, I'll ask for your help. I'm not asking for no more help than the last politician that you gave the max donation to. The difference is this. I'm actually impacting somebody's life right now, and I don't have your donation. Can you imagine what would happen if I did? Can you imagine if one of my listeners in every state that's trying to give the max donation to a politician, if they would take that max donation and bring this functioning conservatism into their community? Just one, while the other hundreds of thousands give their max donation, if I can just get one of you to give your max donation to bring this functioning conservatism, this functioning Christianity into your community. If I could just get one from each city, each state in the country. Can you imagine the impact, the physical, natural, spiritual impact that will be made with all the people that surround you that need something to take place versus waiting for your maximum donation to a politician to trickle through this swamp in this cesspool of government so that we can bring them some help? Can you imagine? I'm actually demonstrating what it is I'm talking about. Our Bible tells us if 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, he's in the midst. If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, it can move mountains. If you accept Jesus Christ as your Savior, you can probably get rid of the opioids that you feel dependent on. What if a functioning Christian was there? versus you waiting for all this stuff to trickle through these dysfunctional politicians. See, functioning conservatism. If we get conservatism functioning, the politician that you love the most, the one that you really, see, the thing is this, you give them something to latch onto that is working. You give them something to point to that is functioning conservatism. It goes past rhetoric. See, the Bible says, judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. They're not bearing any fruit. They're bearing the fruit of their lips. They're not bearing any fruit. They have to get some well-organized campaign to make you think they're conservative. But when it comes time to do something conservative, they do something that's liberal. They do something that's socialist. But they got you emotionally attached to a human being versus a principle. 2018 is gone. Why? Because you hadn't planted anything since 2008. What have you planted that can grow in 2018? In the last 10 years, 2008, right when Barack Obama said we are days away from fundamentally transforming this country, what were you planting? What conservatism was being planted in the communities? That's what I'm saying. This is why 2018 is a bust. There's nothing to grow. You have been compromising with the enemy. You have been getting along and going along to get along. You have been electing somebody that you want to go in there and compromise with the lifelong enemy of freedom, liberalism. And liberalism has been chipping and chopping and chipping and chopping away at everything that is our country. And now, since 2008, we have been functioning in the fundamental transformation of what it takes to maintain your freedom. You've allowed your conservative that you gave your vote to, your max donation. You've allowed that conservative, Republican, or whatever. You have allowed him to take impeachment off the table from day one so that he doesn't appear to be racist. If you're not racist, you're not racist. Don't worry about Barack Obama being black. If he's doing something unconstitutional, if he's doing something that deserves impeachment, he needs to know he can be impeached. The political correctness of we don't want to look like we're racist, that's what he played you guys with. Setting the table for personalities to be the driving force. Well, he's so articulate, he's so clean, he's so this. No, he's so liberal. He's so liberal. You can't give liberal an inch. They'll cut down half your forest. And guess what? There's nobody in conservatism functioning to plant any trees to replace the ones you let the liberals cut down. 2018 is proving that we have nothing functioning. And the one person that does have something functioning can't get support for it because of you still focusing on the dysfunctional ones. Third party, great idea. But guess what? What are you growing? I'm not saying there's people not out there. There's people out there trying to grow a third party. There's people out there trying. But they can't get support for a third party. Why? Because they're still out there hanging on to the ones that's been put us in this situation in the first place. They're still hanging on. Hanging on the hopes of Ted Cruz. He's already demonstrated Ted Cruz ain't functioning with you guys. He's fooling with Donald Trump. But no, Phil, you're a Cruz basher. I'm not a Cruz basher. I'm a functioning conservative. And you can't show me where his conservatism is functioning past his lips. Because his votes are not proving that he's conservative. His votes are proving that he's a swamp monster. His votes are proving that, guess what? The lifelong liberal with the magical R has him by the election seat. That's not conservatism. Yeah, I was on Ted Cruz's bandwagon when he was standing up against power, when he was 23 and 38, 95,000 hours reading Green Eggs and Ham and things like this, sticking it to the man. Oh my God, Ted Cruz, you're the bomb, dude. I'm with you. I'm with you. Man, I dance for you. But then when the rubber met the road, when it was time for him to function, the biggest principle that a conservative could possibly have, and that's not support a liberal, he thought about his seat. And we're supposed to hang on that, the opioid crisis, our children being human trafficked, getting rid of Obamacare, making sure socialized medicine don't happen, make sure that we're not going to go to war and all these things our soldiers going to be taken care of. All the things that need to take place that we the people should be doing. You want me to count on Ted Cruz? You want me to not go help kids out in the community and take the money that I have and give a max donation to Ted Cruz to save this country? I'm not going to do that even if Ted Cruz could win. Or Mike Lee, or Rand Paul, or Ben Sass, or Jeff Flake. See, these people only have a chance of winning when they align themselves with functioning conservatism, with functioning Christianity. Why? Why is that important? Because our founding escaped slaves had to function their principles in order to build this country. They don't abandon their principles. They put it in there. If you abandon your principles, you might as well just beg for slavery. If you abandon Christ Jesus, you might as well just beg for Pharaoh. There are people out there that need us. They need Jesus. They need this Constitution. They need the Bill of Rights. They need we the people to show them what we the people can do. And that's only going to happen with functioning conservatism, functioning Christianity. Functioning Christianity does not support adultery. It doesn't support porn stars. It doesn't explain away evil. Functioning Christianity doesn't give you a lesser of two evils as a choice. Functioning Christianity don't even play. Functioning Christianity avoids all appearances of evil. But lip service Christians can do that. Functioning conservatism doesn't act like a bigot, or it doesn't make racist statements. It doesn't use the word like breeder. It doesn't do things like this. Functioning conservatism doesn't have somebody come and spin things. See, functioning conservatism doesn't need spin. I don't need spin. I don't need you to spin what Phil Williams is saying. Phil Williams doesn't need to come back and say, oh, I'm sorry for what I said yesterday. Because why? I didn't say anything wrong. I'm a functioning conservative. I'm sticking up for the Constitution, Bill of Rights, the rule of law, and we the people. I don't need to apologize for nothing. I'm not trying to hoodwink somebody into a vote. Janice Barlow put out an article. I mean, my head's been spinning ever since she put it out. Brad Thor is coming out saying he's going to primary Donald Trump. If no other conservative is going to do it, he's going to do it. We're going to research him. We're going to vet him. But the point is that he's saying that he needs to be primaried. He has enough balls to say he's going to do it. He has some notoriety. He's an author. As far as I can see, he has a lot of conservative things that he's talked about. Yes, I'm sure he's not perfect. I'm sure there's something wrong in there that I can find a reason to say, hey, hold up. Matter of fact, I'll give you a good one. They pointed out today, because I'm looking at all the posts. I'm still blown away. I'm looking at all the posts, and they put out that he supports gay marriage. So the first thing that pops in my mind is not, oh my God, we can't have Brad Thor because he supports gay marriage. The first thing that pops in my mind, because there's a part of Phil Williams that kind of, to a degree, is supportive of, man, people doing what they want to do. As a Christian, I would tell you that it's sin, but guess what? God doesn't discriminate against the liar or the homosexual. So I am not going to make that homosexual a bigger going to hell person than a liar is. So the question I had was, does he support gay marriage or does he support the redefining of marriage? Because to a degree, a lot of us support people being who they want to be. I don't want to support that foolishness, but I support your ability to be that foolish. Does that mean I support marriage is the redefinition of marriage? Hell no. But before I lambaste Brad Thor, who is a conservative that's willing to step up and say that we should primary the golden orange calf in chief, which I commend highly, before I lambaste them and then start hitting them with a whole bunch of people that got issues, my favorite third party guy and the other guy from the other dime and this and that, before I just lambaste them and totally dismiss them, I at least like to ask him the question, hey, Brad, do you support gay marriage or do you support the redefining of marriage? I think that's fair. But the bigger thing that Janice put in the article that blew me away is when you get through all the stuff, Janice says the important thing to know is who would his vice presidential pick be? And I believe the track record that I have of consistency on conservatism, consistency on Christianity, unwavering, the fact that I'm tall, the fact that I'm doing something, she says, Phil Williams should be his pick. And I'm going like, whoa, me? Wow. I'm watching all the responses. And everybody's using this opportunity to say, no, Brad Thor, it has to be this guy, it has to be that guy, it has to be this guy, it has to be that guy. But the one thing that I've seen consistently is nobody didn't say it shouldn't be Phil. Now, that could be because you've been following me for a long time. It could be because you like me. It might be because you might be trying to be politically correct. You think you might hurt my feelings because you have to say that I'm inexperienced and all these kind of things. Hey, I don't know. But all I know is that consistent, nobody's saying no to Phil Williams. And I would like to believe that you're not saying no to Phil Williams because you know I'm functioning everything that I'm talking about. I'm not just talking for the sake of sounding smart. You know that I care about your children. You know I care about this opioid crisis. You know I care about this educational system. You know I care about how liberalism is hoodwinking and bamboozling us. You know I have not wavered, not one iota. Because of Trump, because of the fear of some repercussions of government, because of fear of some people, crazy people that want to hang me and wait for Trump to give them permission to hang my black behind. You know I don't waver. This is what we need. You know I'm principled. And to hear Janice, which let me make sure I don't shine the Spanx myself. Janice does contribute. She contributes to what I do. Full disclosure, she contributes to what I do. And she doesn't do it because she feels sorry for me. Janice does it because, matter of fact, just ask Janice. Say, Janice, why do you contribute to Phil Williams? Let her answer be what happens. Ask yourselves, there's a lot of people that make donations. There's people that's bought books. Yeah, it's disheartening that we're talking about our children and things like this, and then there's a conservative out here that's doing something about it, and he can't even get you to buy a $13 book on the Amazon. But somebody that's already sold you down the river can get you to give $2,700 to him to keep selling you down the river because he got you fearing that we can't lose to a Democrat. You haven't been growing anything conservative to make sure we don't lose to a Democrat. But ask yourselves, why do you donate to Phil Williams? And then ask yourself, why don't I donate to Phil Williams? Why haven't I did what it takes to get little Jimmy to come to my hometown and help our children? Why haven't I done what it takes to go get our young people off of the opioid crisis or give them a fighting chance? Phil Williams created the product to do it. Why don't I support it? Why am I waiting and waiting and waiting for this to trickle through the swamp? Why am I not? Wait a second. Hold on a second. What the favorite politician I want, what is he doing in the community other than campaigning? What is he doing to function conservatism versus sound conservative? And I'm not saying this as a shot to say that the people that you support are non-supportable. I'm not saying that. But there's going to come a time where we're going to have something that we believe in functioning, actually helping people. And that action will help them make up their mind. They're going to raise millions of dollars to put a TV commercial on of them holding a baby, shaking the person's hand, standing with a hard hat on, with their hand on, looking very concerned about business. They're going to show them in a pulpit by a church, shaking hand with a pastor. They're going to show them a commercial, well-groomed, in a hospital bed, smiling next to somebody who has terminal cancer. They're going to show you an image and tell you how they're going to go to Washington and represent you. And 2018 is showing that we have not grown anything to be functioning. The conservatism and the Christianity that freedom requires. What are they going to do to show you that they can get that segment of society that are brainwashed and hoodwinked into their own demise on the liberal plantation? How is your favorite politician designed to go address that, other than keep pointing fingers at it? See, that's what functioning conservatism does. It makes it very difficult for liberalism to say that you're full of crap. This is what I've been sharing ever since I got on the air in 2015, is how to avoid the liberals saying you're full of crap. Jesus showed you this, and he said what? Works. Faith without works is dead. What you do to the least of these. Who is the greatest in heaven? He didn't pull your politician. He didn't pull your super PAC. He didn't pull the president. He didn't pull your congressman. He didn't pull your pastor, your usher board head or deacon. He pulled a child and said, unless you humble yourself like this child, you will never even see the heavens. And we've been hoodwinked as Christians to look at these dysfunctional adults and to hell with what image we're sending to our children. Train a child in the way that they should go. Ask yourselves, what has conservatism been training a child to do? That's why our children are hijacked and hoodwinked by liberalism, because you haven't been training them. They don't know patriotism because you haven't been training them. They don't know the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the rule of law because you haven't been training them. You've been entertaining these adults and been trying to get a representative to come in there and save your souls while your children have been being trained by socialists and liberals and progressives and baby murderers. And so now they can immobilize our Christian conservative should be children. They can immobilize them to come and take away their Second Amendment rights for their future. Why? Because we're not functioning conservatism in our children's lives. Our children are growing up to be bigots and borderline racists and bullies and stuff. Why? Because they're being trained by liberal bullies. And then now you guys are applauding bullying done in the name of conservatism. And if your favorite politician can't become a bully just like this, he can't get any credence. Come on, people. Come on, man. Janice, I'd be proud to do it. And here's why. And this is not me. This is me amending something that I shared with you guys, because I'm a straight shooter. No, Phil doesn't want to run for something on a local level. I do not want to take functioning conservatism and functioning Christianity and bury it in a local election. I don't want to do that. I'd rather just continue to talk to you and hopefully you guys will contribute and I'll still go around the country. Because functioning conservatism needs to be national. It doesn't need to be buried in a local election. If this Phil Williams vice president thing doesn't go past the article that Janice Barlow made, to me that was huge. We should make this go past that article, in my opinion. Not because I'm better than anybody or anything. Trust me, it's not that reason. It's because we should agree that conservatism and Christianity needs to be functioning. And everything that's been happening over the last 10 years and years to come is proof that we've been talking conservatism and not walking it. And it doesn't cost as much as campaigning for one single candidate to save our lives. We the people can do this. I like to know what you think. I know what you think about third party. I know what you think about your favorite politician. I know what you think. But what do you think about what I'm saying? Share that. I need to know. What do you think about Brad Thor or whoever picking this functioning conservative as a vice president? What do you think? See, the thing is this. If your thought process is that's not a winning strategy, then guess what? Most likely you won't plant anything so it has the potential of winning later either. See, that's what it's about, planting. The Bible says some plant, some water. But God creates the increase. Every loss is not a win. I mean, every loss is not a loss. And every win is not a win. Imagine how close we would be if we did have Hillary. We would be united. But at the same time, we would still have people hiding in the weeds, ready to pounce as really closet liberals, hiding behind magical R's and conservatism. But now that we don't have it, now that we do have Donald, and now we do see the manifestation of the lesser of two evils, we're going to keep repeating the same thing. I hope this show talks you off the ledge of 2018 and understand you haven't planted anything since 2008 for anything to grow in 2018. So we have to start planting now. So planting an actual functioning conservative into this dynamic, into the national dialogue, that should be something to consider. Don't dismiss it out of hand. Have functioning conservatism and functioning Christianity be the running mate for whoever your favorite politician is. And for the sake of this country, and the sake of our children, and the sake of we the people, I, Phil Williams, proudly accept your nomination for vice president to whoever. Why not Brad Thor? Why not? Nobody's perfect. Nobody is. But trust me, planting, watering, and something potentially growing cannot be the enemy of perfect. We got to start planting, people. We got to put on our big boy farmer overalls, and we got to go take Jesus out the closet that we put. We got to go take our faith out of the closet and start going on principles over personalities. Hey, that's me. That's what I feel. Thank you, Janice. Thank you for everyone that supports the idea. Don't forget, this country is built on ideas, not the ideal person. We the people, not them the government. If you like to support the programs I'm doing, go to liljimmydjpaz.jimdo.com. Jimdo.com. LILJIMMYDJPOZ. Stands for DJ Positivity. LILJIMMYDJPOZ. JIMDO.com. Through Men on Point Disciple of Christ, this is our 501c3. It's tax deductible. Under Stanley Howard, an awesome man of God that just wants to help men understand their responsibilities in our community, their responsibilities to their children, even if we don't do things perfect. That's what Men on Point is about. I'm a proud member of Men on Point. I would pray to God that I'm a black life that matters versus lying to you. Hands up, don't shoot. Come on. If you don't feel comfortable with making a donation through PayPal, you can mail a check or money order to Philip Williams, that's Phillip, Philip Williams, P.O. Box 3331, Decatur, Georgia, 30031. Go to Amazon.com, get the Little Jimmy book. It helps. Get the Little Jimmy book. It's called I Was Being Told, but Nothing About My Dreams. Get it to our children. Get it to our children. Support positivity. This is functioning conservatism at its best. Still support your candidate. But function conservatism, people. That's how you're going to plant. That's how we're going to water. That's how we're going to grow. 2018, from now until then, because of Jesus Christ, we can plant something today and watch it grow like wildfire. We can plant it today. We can plant the idea of functioning conservatism. We can plant the idea in this electoral dynamic that Phil Williams would be a great vice president to whoever our favorite candidate is. Phil Williams might even make a great president. Don't look at the win. Don't look, that's a losing strategy, because the thing that's losing is the fact that we don't have nothing planted. We don't have anything conservative that we can show proof it works. The people that you've been electing, the thought process that you've been having is not producing anything conservative. There's nothing produced. We cannot kick the can down the road again. The next election, save the seat. The next election, no. You have to plant now, this period. Show the politicians that you've given in 2010 that ran on lip service and this stuff is still in place. 2012 ran on lip service and the stuff that's liberal still in place. 2014, you gave them what they asked for, and liberalism is still in place. Conservatism's trees of freedom has been chopped down to non-existent, and we're not planting any more trees to grow for the future of our children. It's being shown in the walkouts. It's being shown in the pastors and preachers is being drug out of the churches because they're sleeping with children and cheating on their wives. And now to save a seat, they're asking us to condone this foolishness just a little bit more. Because this is who God sent to save us. Cheaters and liars. Can't you see, people? Can't you see? The right side of America has been relegated to protecting cheaters and liars because you can't point to anything that's been planted years ago and show any fruits of conservatism. So you have to compromise and take the scraps that you can. And that's all Phil Williams has been trying to show you. Instead of just complaining about, I'm doing something about it. Will you help? I'll be proud to be the vice presidential pick of somebody who wants to prove that conservatism needs to function. And if we come out of this thing with 20%, 15%, that's a seed. That's a heck of a seed to be planted. That's a heck of a seed to be planted. To me, that's the victory. That we stood up for something versus continue to fall for everything. I pray that I've talked you off the ledge of thinking that the victory in 2018 is your continually selling out politician. Come on, America's bigger than this. We the people. What kind of hope are you giving to your young person that has some creative ideas to help his community when the only attention you give and the only resources you give is to the one that's been burning you all along? Come on, man. Hey, thank you again, Janice. Thank you for all you guys. I love you guys. You guys know it. You know it. Phil Williams, you're functioning conservative. You're functioning Christian. My pastor always tells us we can't pick our family members. We just got to deal with the ones that God blesses us with. But we can impact how our future goes. Get off the ledge of this tall, unsurmountable building of 2018. Plant conservatism, functioning conservatism. Hey, I love you guys. Remember this. We may have come here on two separate ships, but we're all in the same boat now. And it takes both the black and white keys on the piano to play the Star Spangled Banner. So peace, love, together forever. Don't worry. Be happy and feel that energy. And remember, what you are is God's gift to you. What you do with yourself is your gift to God. Only one life will be passed, but only what's done while you're here will last. We were blessed before we had color. So engage your mind and answer one question. Are you willing to plant the seeds of functioning conservatism and functioning Christianity so our children will be able to bask under the shade of freedom's tree? Hey, I love you guys. Thanks again for sharing this video. I don't know about the technical difficulties, but you guys got to see it, and if not, see it later. Please share this. God bless you. Love you.